So today topic is about your performance management in M&M Limited. Okay. So the first thing we have to define what is strategy, what is vision, what is mission, what is budget. So everything. Then after that, we have to show about the business goals, and similarly, then the next one, organizational objectives, departmental or functional objectives. What about the role or individual objectives? What about the key result areas? Right. Okay, so the PMS process starts with setting of business goals and organization objectives. So in M&M Limited, organizational goals are set in the month of March every year. So after this step, departmental and individual goals are set. So a top-down approach is followed for your goal setting. So we have to start from vision and mission, and then we have to set the goal, then objective, then the departmental objective, then the individual objective, then finally key result area. So we have to use the top-down approach. The next one, what about departmental goal setting? Okay, so departmental goal setting. So we have to choose over here. Balanced scorecard approach is adopted. Similarly, in 1992, we'll have a Robert S. Culfan and David P. Norton's concept of the balanced scorecard revolution. So conventional thinking about performance metrics. So the balanced scorecard measured performance on four aspects we are going, four perspectives. So the first one to be the customer, second one to be the internal process, third one to be the learning and development, and finally to be the financial one. So the balanced scorecard allows managers to look at the business from these four important perspectives. The scorecard was not a replacement for financial measures, it was their complement. So it provides answer to four basic questions. So what are the things? How do customers see us? So customer perspective. What must we excel at? Internal process perspective. Can we continue to improve and create value? That is learning and development perspective. How well do we look at our stakeholders? That is financial perspective. So in the limited, weightages are assigned to all four perspectives. The weightages may vary according to the department. So balance scorecard also depends upon business plans for the particular year. So what about the individual goal setting? So after setting departmental goals, so individual goals are set. So following diagram shows various steps in the process of individual goal setting. So when you're saying about the communication work, so when you're saying, so the thing is to be that, so communication workshop, so key result approach setting, then we'll have a midterm review, performance appraisal review, feedback and counseling. So feedback survey for a performance management system process over here. The next one, communication workshop. It is conducted in months of May or June every year. So it is compulsory for all employees right from operation level to strategic level. So this workshop is conducted for 2 days. So we'll have a key result area setting and how to conduct appraisal or the topics which are covered on first and second day respectively. So it is useful to both appraisers as well as appraisees. It helps appraisers for key result setting and review meetings over on it. So whereas the key result area settings, so measurable goals for every individual linked with the business goals are set before the beginning of the financial year. So each individual has 3 to 5 key result areas. So each key result area set has a weightage and the total of weightage is 100%. All the targets, that is key result areas, are set after discussion between the superior, that is appraiser, and subordinate, that is appraising. So performance with respect of key result areas form a basis for the calculations of performance payout amount for an individual overall. The next step, third, to be the midterm review. So we are conducted in the month of October. It done with a view to know how much goals the appraisee has achieved. If the appraisee has failed to achieve the targeted level, and the superior can have a discussion with the appraisee regarding this and the reason for not achieving the desired level of performance is found. Next one to be the performance appraisal. So they are done in the month of May. So appraisees are reviewed on the basis of achievement of key result areas. So it is a one-to-one discussion between the appraiser and the appraisee about the performance based on goals set and results achieved, training and the developmental needs for the employees taken over on it. So when you are saying about the feedback and the counseling, so when you are saying over here, superior gives the feedback to the subordinate immediately after the financial performance appraisal. So following points explain the very purpose of performance dialogue. That is the appraiser and the appraisee together review overall performance of an individual against agreed targets. So it helps in identifying areas for improvement. It provides development opportunities for the growth of people. So it agree or generate data for actions relating to increments, promotions, etc. So the next topic is about an management reporting system. So we have to know what about the introduction, objective of reporting, principles of reporting, importance of reporting, qualities of good report, what are the types of reports, what are the forms of report, what are the reports submitted to different level of management and general form of reports. Introduction. So reporting in the sense, you have to convey different meanings on different circumstances. So short term, it means supplying facts and figures. On the other hand, when a committee is appointed to study a problem, a report is taken to mean that review of certain matter with its pros and cons and offering suggestions. So a report is a means of communication which is in written form and it is useful for management for the purpose of planning, decision making and controlling. Means of communication. So we'll have a report is used as a means of upward communication. So a report is prepared and submitted to someone who needs that information for carrying out the functions of management. So satisfy interested parties. The interested parties of management report or top management, executives, government agencies, shareholders, creditors, customers, and general public. So we'll have a different types of management reports. They are prepared to satisfy above mentioned interested parties. Serve as the record. So reports provide valuable and important records for reference in the future. So as the facts and investigations are recorded with utmost care, they become a rich source of information for the future. So when you are saying about a legal requirements, some reports are prepared to satisfy the legal requirements. So basis to measure performance, the performance of each employee is prepared in a report form. The control reports are the basis of control process. On the basis of reports, actions are initiated and instructions are given to improve the performance. So principles of reporting. So completeness, the measures in the aggregate should cover all aspects of the reporting entity's mission. Legitimacy, report should be appropriate for the intended users and consistent in form and content with accepted standards. So user friendliness, report should be understandable to reasonably informed and interested users and should permit information to the captured quickly and communicated easily. Reliability, the information presented in the report should be verifiable and free of bias and faithfulness. So relevance, if the report must be relevant, consistency is required not only internally but also over time. That is, once an accounting or reporting method is adopted, it should be used for all similar transactions unless there is a good cause to change it. Timeliness, the passage of time usually diminishes the usefulness of information. A timely estimate may then be more useful than precise information that takes longer to produce. Comparability. So financial reporting should help report users make relevant comparisons among similar reporting units, which is comparisons of the costs of specific functions or activities. So what about the importance of reporting? It provides information to the management. It helps in selecting the best profitable alternative for future. It helps in controlling the performance. It helpful in profitable operations, helpful in achieving the overall objectives and so on. So qualities of good reports. So the report must have a suitable title. The report should be simple and easily understandable. A report should be prepared on time. It must be comparable. It must be consistent. It should be precise, accurate, and specific. It must contain relevant information. And also it should be specific and presented only to the person in need. Every report should contain the routine details. The report should give full details of variances such as favorable and unfavorable. The cost of preparing and presenting the report should be reasonable. The report must be useful to management for effective communication. The principles of exception should be followed while preparing and presenting the reports. The report may be in written, oral, or graphic form. The style of presenting the report should attract the attention of the user of the report. A report should contain only the latest information. A report should be prepared and used only for selective areas. A report should be prepared in a proper format. So what are the types of reports? So on the basis of objects and purpose, on the basis of nature, on the basis of period, on the basis of function. So again, we'll have an internal and external, enterprise, control, investigation. So we'll have a special and a routine, financial and operating. So these are the different types. So on the basis of objects or purpose, we'll have internal and external. Internal is different levels for management. We'll have a 3 types for top level, middle level, and for the lower level. So it is need not to confirm any standard format because as this is actually liquidative report. External report for meeting the requirement of persons outside the business, such as shareholders, creditors, bankers, and government. External report is brief in size as compared to internal report and they are prepared as per the statutory requirement. So we'll have on the basis of nature, we'll have enterprise, control, and investigating. So So these reports are prepared for the concerns as a whole. It serves as a channel of communication with outsiders. It may include income tax returns, balance sheet, income statement, employment report, chairman's report, and so on. Whereas in the case of control report, it deals with two aspects. One is relates to the personal performance and other deals with the economic performance. The types of report are prepared for controlling the performance over there. Investigating report, these reports are linked with the control reports. So these reports are prepared when there is some serious problem arises for investigating and analyzing the situation. Whereas on the basis of period, we'll have a routine reports and special reports. So these reports are prepared about day-to-day working of the concern. They are periodically sent to various levels of management. These reports may relate to sales information, production figures, capital expenditures, purchase of raw materials, market trends, etc. So special reports, so these reports are prepared according to the need of situation. Available accounting information may not be sufficient one. So data may have to be specially collected. There may be need to put extra staff for compiling these reports. These reports are prepared for some purposes, that is make or buy decision, technological changes in industry, market analysis, changes in government policy. So operating reports, these reports provide information about operations of the concern. They have three types: control report, then information report, and then venture measurement report. Control report, in order to prepare to exercise control over various operations, whereas information report for facilitating planning and policy formulation. Venture measurement report, which is prepared to show the result of a specific venture undertaken as, for example, a new product line introduced. Financial reports, such reports provide information about financial position of undertaking. These reports may be prepared annually to show the financial position for the year, as in the case of balance sheet, or periodically to show the cash position for a given period, as in the case of fund flow analysis and cash flow analysis. The next one, physical description report. It describes the physical characteristics of a machine, a device, or some other type of object. They also explain the relationship of one part of the object to other parts so that the reader can visualize the object as a unit. So there are many times combined with the process, analysis, or investigation report. Similarly, process report explains how products are produced, tests are completed, and devices operate by describing the details of procedure used to perform a series of operations. So it may be general or detailed one. So addressed to persons not directly involved in performing the process, detailed process reports are designed to give the readers all the necessary information needed to complete the process. Whereas in the case of an analytical report, critically examine one or more items, activities, or options. The examination reports, they are used to record data obtained from an examination of an item or conditions. Laboratory report records and communicate the procedures and the result of laboratory activities. Literature review logically summarizes the literature of a given subject. Design portfolio or organized presentation of preliminary and final design of items such as mechanisms, product, and works of art. So forms of reports will have a oral report, descriptive form, comparative statement, diagrammatic, and graphic representation. Oral reports is not very popular as it does not serve any evidence and cannot be referred to in future. So descriptive, these reports will be in written form. So these reports are preparing for comparison of actual result to standard result. So diagrammatic and graphic representation under this form information are shown in graphical forms. Even break-even chart, Gantt chart. So they show the relationship between variable and fixed cost and sales. There is no profit and no loss. Gantt chart was introduced by Henry L. Gantt. So it is a special type of bar diagram under which bars are drawn horizontally. So plan, schedule, and attained performance. So the report submitted to different levels of management. We know the top level, middle level, and the lower level. So top level, they make policies, plans, and objectives. So we know that top management consists of owners, board of directors, managing director, chief executive, and general manager. So some of the reports about profit and loss, fund flow, trends and utilization, cost of production, sales, credit, selling, and distribution. Middle level, production manager, sales manager, purchase manager, cost manager, financial manager. So what are all the work which is executed for various policies framed by the top management? Lower level management, so execution of policies, daily report from the subordinates, so utilization report, efficiency report, confidential report, scrap report, maintenance cost expenses. So general form of reports will have a preliminary, there is title page, preface including acknowledgement, table of content, list of table, list of figures. So by that the session gets over. So wish you all the best. So overall, the thing is to be that we have seen about that planning, organization, leading and controlling. Okay, thank you.